I swear, my family looked perfect from the outside. Dad, James, always in his press shirts, giving advice like he knew everything. Mom, Eleanor, smiling at everyone as if the world was hers to charm. And Claire, my little sister, 17, sweet, naive, always bouncing around, giggling like life had no shadows. I used to think I had it all. "Morning, champ," Dad said, tossing me a coffee cup. "Big day at school." I grinned. "Yeah, just the usual, Dad. Got that math test." He ruffled my hair, his eyes warm but distant. "You'll ace it. I know you will." Mom appeared behind him, a tray of pancakes in hand. "Don't forget to eat, honey. You need your energy." I smiled, trying not to notice the subtle tension when Dad's phone buzzed. He excused himself and left the kitchen. Mom glanced at him, her smile faltering for a second. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Oh, just business stuff," she said quickly. "Nothing to worry about." Claire chattered away, oblivious, and Ethan's text buzzed. "You coming to the game tonight?" I typed back, "Yeah, I'll meet you after dinner." Dinner was normal. Laughter, casual teasing. But then I noticed it. Dad's hand gripping the edge of the table tighter than usual. Mom's eyes darting to the hallway when a phone buzzed. And that locked drawer in Dad's study. I had asked about it once. He laughed it off, but the laugh had sounded hollow. Later that night, I heard them. From the stairs, I could just make out their voices, low and urgent. "Are you sure he can't find out?" Mom asked. "He won't," Dad replied, calm but sharp. "He's too busy with school, friends. This stays between us." My stomach dropped. "What stays between you?" I whispered to myself, moving closer. "Eleanor, you know the risk, if anyone." "James," I said, "I'm careful." "I always am." I froze. My heart pounded. They sounded different, not like the parents I knew. Secretive, cold. The next day, I tried to act normal, but Ethan noticed. "You okay, man? You look like you saw a ghost," he said, nudging me. I shook my head. "Just tired. Weird night. You've been quiet lately." "Spill it." "I don't know. Something feels off at home," I admitted. "Your parents?" he asked. "Yeah. I mean, everything seems fine, but they're hiding something. I can feel it." Ethan frowned. "Be careful, dude. You start poking around, and things could get ugly." I nodded, though my curiosity burned brighter. That evening, I went back to the study. The locked drawer taunted me. I pressed my ear against it, but of course, nothing. Dad's office was dark, the quiet only amplifying the unease I couldn't shake. Next morning, Dad smiled as if nothing had happened. "Breakfast." I stared at the table, pancakes and scrambled eggs untouched. "Yeah, sure." Claire giggled, tugging at my sleeve. "Race you to the bus stop?" I forced a smile. "Sure, kiddo." Walking to the bus, I couldn't stop thinking. My parents, the people I trusted the most, were keeping a secret. Maybe more than one. My chest tightened, anger and fear mingling in a way I hadn't felt before. At school, I replayed the conversation again and again. Words, tone, the cold certainty in Dad's voice. Something was wrong. Something terrible, probably. Ethan waited for me at the bleachers after school. "So? Figure out yet?" "No, but I will," I said firmly. "I can't ignore it. Not anymore." "You're serious?" he asked. I nodded. I trusted them. I trusted my whole family. But I think they've been lying for years. I have to know why. Ethan clapped me on the back. "Then you've got me. Just promise me you'll stay careful, all right?" "I will," I said, though my fingers itched to dig through drawers, emails, anything. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Their voices, their secrets, whispered in my mind. Betrayal isn't loud. It's subtle, creeping in like a shadow you don't notice until it's everywhere. And now, it was in every corner of my life. I clenched my fists. I had no idea what I'd find, or how it would change me. But one thing was certain, I wouldn't let it go. I needed to know the truth, no matter how dark. I drifted into a restless sleep, knowing tomorrow, my life would no longer be the same. I stayed up late that night, thinking about the conversation I overheard. My parents' voices haunted me. I couldn't sit still. Something inside me demanded answers. Quietly, I crept into Dad's study, careful not to wake anyone. The locked drawer taunted me. I pulled at it, pressed my ear to the wood. Nothing. My heart raced. I needed more than eavesdropping. I needed proof. I remember the old filing cabinet in the garage. Dad rarely went near it. I fumbled with the lock, my hands shaking, until it clicked. Inside, I found stacks of letters, financial statements, and receipts. What the hell is this? I muttered, flipping through pages. Each document revealed more: hidden bank accounts, offshore transfers, names of people I recognized from the neighborhood. Some of the letters hinted at threats and hush money. My stomach dropped. Claire peeked around the door. "What are you doing in here?" she asked, her voice nervous. "I could ask you the same." I shot back. "Have you seen this?" I held up a folder. She shook her head. "I don't know what you mean." "Don't lie to me, Claire. I know you've been involved somehow." Her eyes filled with panic. I don't want you to get hurt. That's all." "Get hurt?" "Claire, this isn't about me. This is about our parents lying to us our entire lives. You know something, don't you?" "I'm not supposed to." "Then tell me. Please, just tell me the truth." She shook her head violently. "I can't. You'll never forgive them if you know." I felt my chest tighten. Betrayal hit me like a punch. My own sister, scared to tell me the truth. "I trusted you," I whispered. "I know," she said softly. "I'm sorry." The next day, I tried to confront Dad and Mom casually, hoping to catch them off guard. "Morning, son," Dad said, smiling. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, just curious about the study." "What's in that locked drawer?" Dad froze for a second, then laughed lightly. "Drawer? You're imagining things, son. Nothing special there." Mom stepped in. "Really? Honey, don't let your imagination run wild. You'll just stress yourself out." I didn't press further. Their calm, cold demeanor made my gut twist. Something was definitely wrong. Later, I confided in Ethan. "I found letters, financial records. I think my parents are involved in something illegal. I don't know what to do." Ethan frowned. "Damn, are you serious?" "I've never been more serious in my life." "And Claire, she's hiding something too. She won't tell me." "Be careful, man. If they catch you digging, it could get messy." "I know," I admitted, my hands shaking. "But I can't ignore it. I feel like everything I believed about them is fake." He clapped me on the shoulder. "You're not alone. Just take it slow. Don't rush into anything stupid." That night, I went back to the garage. I spent hours going through the papers, piecing together transactions and letters. Each page made me feel sick. Friends of the family, people I admired, they were being manipulated, bribed, or threatened. My parents were not the people I thought they were. I remembered one envelope, unopened, addressed to a woman in another state. I hesitated. Should I read it? My hands trembled, but I tore it open. Inside were receipts and notes detailing payments that could ruin people financially. I swallowed hard. This is insane," I muttered. "All these years. I trusted them. I loved them. And it was all a lie." Claire appeared again, her eyes red. "I warned you. You shouldn't have looked." "I had to. I can't just pretend anymore." "How could you be a part of this?" "I wasn't, well, not really. I followed what they told me. I thought it was for the best." "Please don't hate me." "Don't hate you?" "Claire, they've been living a double life while we grew up thinking they were perfect. And you knew." "I didn't know everything. I swear. I just knew enough to feel scared." I sank to the floor, feeling the weight of betrayal pressing down on me. My own family had built a life on lies. Every laugh, every hug now felt tainted. I whispered to myself, more determined than ever, "I have to know everything. I can't let this go. I can't be naive anymore." Ethan called me later. "You sound different. Are you okay?" "I'm not okay," I admitted, "but I'm done pretending. I'm going to uncover everything, no matter what it takes." "Then I'm with you, man. Just promise me you'll watch your back." "I will," I said. "I have to." That night, as I lay in bed, I realized my life's foundation, the family I idolized, was nothing but a fragile, crumbling lie. And now, I was awake, ready to face whatever truths waited behind those closed doors. I thought I had seen the worst of their secrets, but that night proved me wrong. I was scrolling through my phone, mindlessly checking messages, when I saw it. A text from Lucas on Claire's phone. She left it unlocked, and I saw it by mistake. "Thanks for the info. Dad and Mom will be pleased." I froze. My heart thudded so hard it hurt. "Claire?" I stormed into her room. What is this? I shouted, holding up her phone. She jumped. I can explain. Explain? Explain that you're selling me out to Lucas? My voice cracked. To our own parents? Are you insane? I didn't want to hurt you, she stammered, tears brimming. I thought if I handled it, if I told them what they wanted, it would protect you. Protect me? I screamed, pacing. By giving him my personal secrets? By leaking everything I trusted you with? I know it sounds horrible, she said, voice shaking. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want you to get involved in their mess. Their mess? Claire, it's our life you're messing with. Our trust, our family, everything. I didn't want you to find out the way I did, she whispered, her tears falling freely. I thought I was helping, I really did. I ran my hands through my hair. You call betrayal helping? I didn't have a choice, she sobbed. You don't understand. Dad and Mom, they'll destroy anyone who goes against them. I was scared for you. I felt my chest tighten. Rage mixed with sorrow. My own sister had betrayed me, yet she wasn't entirely to blame. I saw fear in her eyes, mirrored the fear I felt for the first time about my parents. I sank on her bed. I trusted you more than anyone, Claire. I told you everything, and you handed it to Lucas like it was nothing. I know, she whispered. I'm sorry. I'll fix it, I swear. Fix it? How? I asked bitterly. You've already given them leverage. They can ruin me, Claire. You gave them the tools. I'll do whatever it takes. Just please don't hate me. I don't know if I can. I admitted, my voice breaking. I want to, but I'm so angry and I'm so hurt. The next day, I met Ethan in the campus cafe. You look like hell, he said bluntly. Claire, she betrayed me, I said, voice low. She texted Lucas, leaked info, tried to protect me by selling me out. Ethan's eyes widened. Seriously? Yeah, I can't believe it. My own sister. I trusted her. He leaned back. Okay. First, breathe. Second, we deal with this smart. Don't let anger make you reckless. I'm not thinking clearly, Ethan. I feel like my whole life is crumbling. I know, man. But you've got me. Whatever you decide, we'll figure out together. I nodded, grateful for his presence. Thanks. I need a plan. I need to take control before they, or anyone else, uses this against me. Ethan smirked. Revenge. I scowled. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. But they need to understand that betraying me has consequences. Claire included. Then let's start smart, he said. Step 1, gather everything. Step 2, protect yourself. Step 3, hit them where it hurts if we have to. I took a deep breath. He was right. I couldn't let emotions rule me. I needed strategy. Lucas couldn't be allowed to manipulate this further. My parents couldn't continue hiding behind lies. And Claire, she needed to learn what loyalty truly meant. That night, I confronted Claire again. You need to tell me everything, I said firmly. Every little detail. If we're going to fix this, I can't have half-truths. She hesitated, trembling. I promised I wouldn't tell anyone. I didn't want to drag you into their world. You already dragged me in, I snapped. Now, tell me. She swallowed hard, voice barely audible. They've been manipulating everything. Dad, Mom, they've made people afraid, forced us to obey. I thought if I gave Lucas what they wanted, they'd leave you alone. I shook my head. You think betrayal keeps someone safe? Claire, this isn't protection. This is survival at the cost of trust. And I can't ignore it. I know, she whispered. I'm so sorry. I sat back, rubbing my face. Rage, hurt, and grief battled inside me. Betrayal had a new face, one I never expected. Yet amid the anger, a spark ignited. I wouldn't stay a victim. I had to reclaim control for myself, for my future. Revenge might be necessary, but first, I needed clarity. Ethan's right, I said finally. We plan. We gather evidence. We protect ourselves. And then, we make them regret ever thinking they could break me. Claire nodded, tears falling. I'll help. I swear. I want to make this right. I stared at her, conflicted. Love and betrayal tangled in my chest. But one thing was certain. My life had changed forever, and I would no longer be powerless. I spent the morning going through every piece of paper, every email, every bank statement I could find. The more I uncovered, the sicker I felt. My parents weren't just hiding small secrets. They'd built a system that ruined lives. Friends, neighbors, even some of our family's closest allies have been quietly destroyed, financially, emotionally, all to protect James and Eleanor. I grabbed my phone and called Ethan. You need to see this. It's worse than I thought. Worse? How bad can it be? He asked, his voice tense. I've been looking through records, offshore accounts, falsified contracts, hush money. People I grew up with, people I respected, they're all victims. Dad's ruthless. Mom, she's the one keeping it clean, making sure no one suspects him. Ethan was silent for a moment. Jesus, your parents are monsters. Then my parents, I muttered, my voice tight. I trusted them. And Claire, she's involved. She didn't even know the half of it. They manipulated her, just like me. Damn, Ethan said softly. What are you going to do? I don't know, I admitted. Part of me wants to expose everything publicly. But the other part, I don't want to destroy everything at once without thinking. I need a plan. I stared at the documents again. Every transaction, every letter screamed betrayal. The people I trusted, who trusted my family, had been used. How could they do this and still smile at me at the dinner table? Claire appeared quietly in the doorway. I found more papers. I think they wanted to keep these from me too, she said, handing me a folder. Why didn't you just tell me everything? I asked, my voice trembling. We could have done this together from the start. I didn't want to get you in trouble, she said. I was scared. I thought if I kept quiet, they'd protect you. I know it sounds stupid now. Stupid? It's betrayal, Claire. You think hiding the truth protects me, but it just made everything worse. I know, she whispered. I'm sorry. I swear I didn't mean to hurt you. I ran my hands through my hair. You've been manipulated by the people we were supposed to trust the most. I don't even know how to feel anymore. Anger, sadness. I feel everything and nothing at the same time. They're my parents too, she said softly, voice cracking. I love them, even if they're awful. I can't stop loving them. Love them, I repeated incredulously. They're destroying people's lives, Claire. They've destroyed my sense of reality. How can you still defend them? I'm not defending them, she said quickly. I'm just scared, like you said. I don't know what to do either. I slumped back into a chair, burying my face in my hands. I trusted them with everything. My life, my future, my morals. And they used it all. I know, Claire said gently. But you can't let them win. You have to take control now. You're stronger than you think. Ethan had been pacing while I processed everything. Look, man, you can't just sit here feeling betrayed. You have options. You can go public, you can play it smart, or you can take them down quietly. But you can't freeze. Not now. I know, I said, voice low but firm. I can't just lash out. I need to be strategic. I need clarity. And part of me wants revenge. But part of me wants to reclaim my life without letting them destroy me. Then start planning, Ethan urged. Gather every piece of evidence, every conversation, every paper. If you do this right, you can control the outcome, not them. I looked at the files again. Every fraudulent contract, every manipulated bank account, every terrified letter. It all felt like a roadmap. A terrible roadmap, but one that showed me exactly how to take control. I realized that anger alone wouldn't win. I needed precision. Do you think I can actually beat them? I asked, mostly to myself. Ethan's eyes met mine. You can. You're not naive anymore. You see them for who they really are. That's power. That's control. I nodded slowly, absorbing his words. I don't know if I can forgive them, or even if I want to, but I won't be broken anymore. Not by them. Not by anyone. Claire sat beside me. I'll help too, she said quietly. I need to make this right, and maybe I can finally be honest for once. Good, I said, my voice steadying. We do this together. But first, we need to understand everything. Every secret, every lie. Then we decide how to act. I closed the folder, feeling the weight of betrayal crushing me, but also a strange clarity settling in. The lies, the manipulations, the ruin, they were all laid out. And now, so it was the path forward. Tomorrow, I said to myself, I take the first step. No more hiding. No more pretending. I'm done being a victim. And for the first time since discovering the truth, I felt a spark of control, a flicker of hope. The darkness was still there, but at least now I could see the way through it. I knew I couldn't just sit and stew anymore. The truth had to matter. I had to confront Dad, and I had to do it carefully, documented, undeniable. I grabbed my phone, set it to record, and marched into the study. Dad, I said, voice steady but cold. We need to talk. He didn't look up from his papers. About what, son? You know exactly what. The accounts, the letters, everything. I want answers. James finally looked at me, his face a mixture of surprise and amusement. Answers? You really think you're ready for this? I don't need to be ready, I said, holding the phone up. I need the truth. He chuckled lightly, leaning back. The truth isn't always what you want it to be, you know. Life is complicated. People make choices, difficult ones. I did what I had to do. You ruin lives. I shouted. Families, friends, people we trusted. How can you justify that? It's called survival, son, he said calmly. You think the world is fair? It isn't. I made decisions that protected us, that protected you and Claire. That's what matters. Protected us? I repeated, disbelief choking me. You think ruining people, stealing from them, hiding everything, protects us? That's not protection. That's manipulation. That's betrayal. Betrayal is a harsh word, he said, shrugging. Sometimes you need perspective. I have perspective, Dad. I see clearly now, and I can't let this slide. Mom appeared in the doorway. Eleanor, her usual calm and charming smile in place. James, please. Don't. I'm done being polite. I snapped. I know everything, and I'm recording this. You can explain, but I see through all of your lies. He leaned forward, eyes narrowing. Recording? You're crossing a line. Maybe, I admitted, but it's the only way you'll stop twisting the truth. Claire peeked around the corner, trembling. I want to help, she whispered. I nodded at her. Good. You need to be honest now. No more hiding. She stepped in, voice shaking. I know I made mistakes, Dad. I tried to follow orders, but I see now that it was wrong. I'm sorry. James's eyes flickered, a hint of annoyance. Claire, you don't understand the weight of decisions. I do now, she said firmly, and I won't let anyone else be hurt because of us. Not me, not him. She glanced at me. I'm on your side. I felt a pang of hope. If Claire truly stood with me, maybe we could reclaim control. I turned back to Dad. You need to know that I won't be intimidated. I will expose everything, and you won't manipulate or threaten anyone anymore. He laughed low and cold. You think you're the first to threaten me? Everyone thinks they're clever, but you're just a boy trying to play a man's game. I'm not a boy anymore, I said, voice steady. I've seen the darkness, and now I know how to fight it. Ethan called later that night. Are you serious about confronting them? He asked. I recorded the conversation. I know what they're capable of, but I can't back down now, I said. You're playing with fire, man. Friends, family, they'll all protect James and Eleanor if they feel threatened. I know, but I'm not alone. You, Claire, and me, we can do this smart. We need a plan, evidence, strategy. No reckless moves. Ethan nodded, though I could hear the tension in his voice. Fine, but this is dangerous. I mean it. If they sense even a hint of exposure, they'll come at you. I know, I said, but it has to be done. They've held power over everyone for too long. It's time someone turned the tables. Claire joined me again. I'm scared, she admitted, but I don't want to live in fear anymore. I want to make this right. I want to be honest, even if it hurts. You're brave, I said, but we need caution, planning, and patience. This isn't about anger anymore. It's about justice, about taking control. I reviewed the documents, emails, and recordings, imagining the moment we could reveal everything. But obstacles loomed large. Loyal family friends, whispered threats, people manipulated to defend my parents at all costs. I've been thinking, I told Ethan, we can't rush this. We need timing. One wrong move, and we're the ones in danger. But if we plan it right, we can make them pay without losing ourselves. Agreed, Ethan said. But you ready to handle the fallout? Exposure means enemies everywhere, even in your own family network. I am, I said, feeling a mixture of fear and resolve. I've been living a lie for too long. The betrayal, the manipulation, I won't let it define me. Claire added softly, whatever happens, I'm with you. I won't let them control me again. The three of us huddled, devising careful steps, weighing every risk. My heart pounded with anticipation and dread. Revenge was no longer a thought. It was a strategy. Redemption for the lives they hurt, control over my future, and the possibility of finally reclaiming my own power. But deep down, I knew the risk. One wrong move, one mistake, and it could all come crashing down. I whispered to myself, voice barely audible, tomorrow we act. No more hiding, no more fear. We'll take the first step, and we won't look back. Outside, the night was quiet, almost mocking in its calm. Inside, my mind raced with possibilities. Every piece of evidence, every plan, every ally, Ethan, Claire, and me, everything had to line up perfectly. I clenched my fists, a mixture of fear, anger, and determination surging through me. They think they're untouchable, I muttered, but they've never faced me like this before. And tomorrow, everything changes. The morning after our plan went live, the world felt different. I woke to a storm I hadn't imagined, and the fallout hit faster than I expected. Ethan's voice came through my phone, urgent. Dude, it's everywhere. Social media, news, calls, your parents' secrets are blowing up. I swallowed hard. I know. I've seen some posts. I didn't think it would go this fast. Fast is good, Ethan said. People are waking up to the truth. But be careful. Lucas is circling. I clench my fists. That opportunist. He'll try to twist this, to make it about him. But not today. We stay ahead. I heard the front door slam. Claire burst in, eyes wide. It's happening. They're losing everything. Slow down, I said. Explain. Dad, his friends are abandoning him. The investors are pulling out. Mom's getting lawsuits already. And the media, they've dug up more than we even released. It's chaos. I felt a mix of vindication and guilt. Satisfaction, yes, but it didn't erase the emptiness in my chest. I thought revenge would feel sweeter. But it's hollow. I still hurt. Claire stepped closer. I know. I feel it too. But look what we did. We stopped them from hiding behind lies. That counts. I nodded, still uneasy. I know. But it's strange seeing them like this. Humiliation, fear, panic. I never wanted to enjoy their pain. I wanted answers, closure, maybe justice. Not this spectacle. She put a hand on my shoulder. Maybe it's both. Karma isn't clean or pretty. It's messy. I sighed. You've grown a lot, Claire. You're not that naive girl anymore. You stood with me. That's real strength. She smiled faintly. I learned from your courage. I realized I don't have to follow them blindly. Just then, my phone buzzed. Lucas. His text read, I can help you for a price. Don't waste the opportunity. I felt my jaw tighten. Ethan, he's trying to exploit the chaos. Ignore him, Ethan said firmly. We don't negotiate with opportunists. Stick to the plan. You've got the moral high ground. He doesn't. I tapped out a quick reply. Not interested. Stay away. Minutes later, Lucas called. Come on, man, think about it. You could have control, influence. I can make sure your parents' mess benefits you. Benefit me? I snapped. They caused pain. Their betrayal was personal, but also universal. I don't need your help to manipulate that. You're done here, Lucas. There was a pause, then a cold laugh. We'll see. I hung up, heart racing. Ethan clapped my back. See? Smart choice. He's dangerous, but predictable. Stick to us. I exhaled. You're right. Focus, not distraction. Focus on what matters. Claire peeked at my screen. You've got control now. Don't let anyone derail it. Not him, not them. I nodded. It's strange. I feel free and trapped at the same time. Free from their lies, trapped by the weight of knowing what they did. That's life, Claire said softly. We can't undo the past, but we can build the future. I looked at her, then at Ethan on the other line. You're both right. This isn't just about revenge. It's about reclaiming who I am. Choosing my own family, my own allies, my own path. I'm proud of you, Claire said. You faced betrayal, manipulation, and you're still standing. Stronger than ever. Thanks, I said, feeling warmth despite the chaos. It helps having you both. I wouldn't have survived this alone. The day unfolded like a storm. News outlets ran exposes on my parents' crimes, highlighting every lie, every deceit. Community members called our house, some in anger, some in disbelief. James faced confrontations with friends who once praised him. Eleanor fended off legal threats and angry messages. I watched it all conflicted. The chaos was justice, but it was also destruction. I felt sorrow for the people caught in the crossfire, but also a strange clarity. We couldn't control every reaction, every consequence, but we could control our response. Later, Ethan and I met to review the situation. Everything's spiraling exactly as predicted, he said. But some of their loyalists are still trying to intervene. I know, I said. We just stay vigilant. Protect ourselves, Claire, and the truth. That's all that matters. Ethan nodded. And you're thinking beyond revenge now. I see it in your eyes. This is about building something real. Exactly, I said. I've lost trust in the family I was born into. But I can rebuild trust where I choose. With people I choose. Not inherited obligations. Not lies. Claire joined us, determination in her gaze. I'm ready. Whatever comes next, we face it together. And I won't run anymore. I felt something shift inside me. Pain, yes, but also strength. Karma had started to unfold, shaking everything to its core. But now, it wasn't just about punishment. It was about growth, reclamation, and the courage to rebuild life on my own terms. I looked at them both and whispered, "We've survived the worst. Now, we create the best we can." Outside, the world moved on, unaware of the upheaval inside our small lives. But inside, I felt something I hadn't in months. Purpose. Pain and betrayal had shaped me, but they no longer controlled me. And for the first time, I could truly see a future where I wasn't defined by my parents' lies, but by my choices, my courage, and the people I trusted. The morning air felt different, crisp, and full of possibility. I knew today I'd face my parents one last time. Not for revenge, not for punishment, but for closure. I needed to hear it from them, see it in their eyes, before I finally walked away. "Dad," I said, entering the study. My voice was steady, though my stomach churned. "We need to talk. One last time." James looked up, tired lines etched into his face. "One last time? After everything?" His voice was calm, almost resigned. "Yes," I said. "I need to understand, and then I need to leave." Mom stepped into view, Eleanor, her charming smile faltering. "I suppose this is inevitable," she said softly. I glanced at Claire and Ethan behind me. They nodded, silent support, giving me courage. Dad sighed. "Son, I know you're angry. I know you hate what I did, but I need you to understand. Every decision, every choice I made, it was for the family." "For the family?" I echoed, voice sharp. "Do you even hear yourselves? The people you destroyed, the lives you ruined, was that your idea of family?" James frowned. "I did what I thought was right. I protected our family. Sometimes sacrifices are necessary." Sacrifices. The word tasted bitter in my mouth. Sacrifices? You manipulated, lied, and stole. That's not sacrifice. That's betrayal. Mom's eyes shimmered with tears. I wanted to shield you, to protect you from the truth. I thought I was helping. I see now. I may have been wrong. Wrong. I repeated, disbelief rising. Wrong doesn't even begin to cover it. The truth is, I can't trust either of you ever again. And I don't want to. Claire stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "Dad, Mom, we can't go back. But we can at least acknowledge the damage. That's the least you can do." James looked at her, a flicker of something like regret crossing his eyes. I am sorry," he said finally. "I see now how much we've hurt you, all of you." Eleanor nodded. "I'm sorry too. I tried to protect, but I failed. I can't undo what happened." Their apologies hung in the air, hollow and incomplete. I felt a twinge of pity, but also relief. Closure wasn't about forgiveness. It was about truth, and this was the truth. I took a deep breath. I made my decision. I'm leaving this house. I'm leaving the lies, the manipulation, the betrayal. I'm starting over on my own terms. Dad swallowed, his jaw tight. "You're abandoning us?" "No," I said firmly. "I'm choosing life, not shadows. I can't undo the past, but I can shape the future." Mom's lips trembled. I hope you find peace." I truly do. I hope so too, I said, voice quieter now. But that peace won't be here. Not with you. It's somewhere else, somewhere I choose. Claire reached for my hand. We'll do this together. You, me, Ethan. No one else dictates who we are or what we become. I nodded, feeling a weight lift slightly. Thank you for standing with me, for choosing honesty over fear. Ethan stepped forward, clapping a hand on my shoulder. Ready to start fresh? More than ready, I said, a small smile breaking through. It's time to rebuild, not dwell. Time to trust those we choose, not inherit lies from the past. We walked through the hallway, past family photos that now felt like relics of a life I no longer belonged to. The walls were silent, empty of the laughter and warmth I had once assumed was genuine. Outside, the sun was rising, spilling gold across the horizon. I inhaled deeply, the cool morning air filling my lungs. Every step away from the house felt like shedding layers of fear, pain, and manipulation. Claire and I walked side by side, Ethan just behind us. The road ahead was uncertain, but ours. I glanced at them both, feeling a mix of grief and hope. It's strange, I said softly. Seeing the sun rise like this, it's like the world is beginning again, just for us. Claire smiled, squeezing my hand. It is. And this time, we choose the direction. No lies, no shadows. Just truth, honesty, and trust we build ourselves. Ethan laughed lightly, and no one to pull the rug from under us. For real this time. I laughed too, a sound that felt like it belonged to me. The past wouldn't vanish, but I had reclaimed my agency. Betrayal had shaped me, but it no longer defined me. I was stronger, wiser, and determined to protect what I held dear. As we continued walking, the sunlight warmed my face. I realized that grief and hope could coexist, that healing didn't erase the scars, but it gave me the strength to move forward. For the first time in years, I felt a sense of freedom. I was leaving behind a life of manipulation and betrayal, stepping into one of choice and truth. The horizon stretched endlessly before me, golden and vast. Each step forward was a promise, to myself, to Claire, to Ethan, that we would live authentically, fearlessly, and free. And as the sun climbed higher, I whispered to myself, this is the life I choose, the family I choose, and I won't let anyone take that away again. With every step, the weight of the past lifted. With every ray of sunlight, I felt reborn. And in that light, I finally believed in new beginnings.